Hello everybody, this is Paper Office once again from Fab Trips. Today I am going to talk to you about 5 things every cruiser hates when taking a cruise. These are 5 things that you will definitely hate once you take a cruise after this. So cruising is always a wonderful experience, and I must assure you, these 5 things that I'm raising here will not take away from it may take away from your cruise experience, but it should not stop you from cruising because the great things about the cruising experience far outweighs these 5 things that I'm going to list. So the reason why I'm mentioning this 5 is so that you'll just be prepared and either try and avoid them, although you really can't avoid them, but at least make the best of them. All right. So number 1 is this: making your way to your stateroom. Now I'm sure some of you are thinking, what does that mean? Look, the first time you get on the cruise ship, as you make your way to your stateroom, it is perhaps one of the best experiences on board because there is this anticipation of what will my stateroom look like? What will the place I'm going to call the next few days home, what does it look like? But I can assure you, after you're well settled, you've gotten all your luggage, you've put all your clothes, shoes, everything away, going back to your stateroom or making the journey back to your stateroom is something you will dislike. You will literally hate that journey. And look, you're in the middle of something and all of a sudden you remember that, oh, I have to go back to my stateroom to change, maybe for dinner or for a show, or even to get in the pool or get on a water slide, whatever takes you away from the fun you're having and transition to a new set of fun, which is going to your stateroom to do something, to get something. You will hate that journey to your stateroom. I mean, a typical scenario is this. I remember I need to do something and I start making my way to the stateroom. You're either going up the stairs or down the stairs. That journey is painful. You get to the elevator, you hit the elevator opens and it's cramp-packed with people and you decide, I have to take the stairs again. You take the stairs, you get to your level. You come out, you're not sure whether you're going to the starboard side or to the port side. You make to the port side and then you see the numbers on the wall and you remember, oh no, it's the other side. You now go to the other side, wherever side it is, and you start making your way through that long hallway, the twists and the turns, and then you finally get to your stateroom. You do all the things you need to do and then you head out back. For me, making my way back to the stateroom is perhaps one of the most painful experiences on board, just because that lag time. Anyways, number 2, guest services. Now, the folks at the guest services are perhaps, for the most part, very kind people, very patient people, and probably one of the best people. Pretty much cruise lines put the better people at guest services just because you need to know how to handle irate guests. But for me, standing in line at guest services is perhaps one of the most painful experiences on a cruise. It's one of the things I hate the most. And the reason is this: there is a problem that I technically did not want. It's a problem that I wish did not occur, but for some odd reason, it could be billing, it could be something. And now I have to stand in line for who knows how many minutes to speak to someone who resolved a problem that I did not want in the first place. It takes away valuable time from my cruise vacation. I mean, I could be at the pool, I could be eating something, I could be at a show, I could be somewhere, but I have to spend this ridiculous amount of time on the line at guest services. And what is so annoying is you don't know how long you are going to be there. I don't know how you can avoid it, but in my situation, I've tried to pay everything ahead so that I won't have to go and resolve anything with guest services does not work. In other situations, I didn't pay anything and decided I'll just have them bill me again, still had to go to guest services. It seems there is always one reason or the other to go to guest services. And I wish you could deal with things even after the cruise, but guess what? Try to deal with whatever issues you have regarding your billing or anything on the ship while on the ship, because the moment you leave that cruise, it'll be very, very difficult to solve any problems. So that's why guest services becomes very important, but then it's one of the things that you hate. It's a place you hate to go just because you spend so much time on the line. Before I move to my next point, I just want to encourage you or threaten you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Otherwise, I might be the sixth thing you will hate about cruising. No, just kidding. But really, if you find this useful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. The next one is muster drills. Now, I know many people will say, hey, wait a second, muster drill has changed. The muster drill we have right now is great. We don't have to go to a designated location and we don't have to listen to a boring lecture or boring instructions about emergency. Guess what? You still have to listen to the emergency drill, and you still have to go to a location to check in. So technically nothing has changed in terms of the time it's going to take you to do your muster drill. It has just taken a new form which may be a little bit more agreeable, but at the same time, it is still going to take up your time. So nothing much has changed, and yet a lot has changed with the muster drill. So think about it. Before the ship leaves the port, you have to watch the video in your cabin. And once you're done watching the video in your cabin, you now have to go to your designated muster station. And then you have to tap and say, hey, I know where my muster station is. It's great. It's better than before, but trust me, I think after several iterations of doing this, it will become something that you hate, because it is something else that is taking your time away from your cruise vacation. So of course, experienced cruisers will see this as something new and they'll say, hey, I don't mind it. But for new cruisers and eventually experienced cruisers, it'll become a drag. And people start saying, do I have to do the muster drill again? Yeah, it's coming. You just watch. Number 4, finding space on the pool deck. Now, this is something every cruiser hates. And, I go to the pool deck, I'm looking for the pool loungers, and there is no space. The place is crammed. And some instances you'll see empty loungers, but they are not quite empty. They have either towels on them or a book. Someone is reserving a spot on the pool loungers. And the most annoying part of this is you come to the pool lounger, you scan for space, no space, you see those spots that have been reserved. You go 15, 20 minutes later, you come back, those spots are still reserved. You go 20, 30 minutes later, those spots are still reserved. An hour, 2 hours later, those spots are still reserved. And then the most excruciating one is when the owners of those towels or books on the pool lounger comes, take up their stuff and just walk away. So they never really needed it. They just keep in a spot in the chance that they might need it later. Very annoying. Every cruiser will hate this. Whether you're a new cruiser, whether you are an experienced cruiser, you will hate this about cruising. And it is infuriating. It is very, very annoying. But serenity now. Serenity now. So the 5th and final one is the night before disembarkation. that is the night where I get the most depressed. And even thinking about it, it makes me very emotional, and I'm distressed. I must tell you, it is the toughest part of cruising. If there is one thing that has ever stopped me from thinking about cruising, it is the way I feel the night before disembarkation. Because all of a sudden you know that your fun experience is about to come to an end. And the amazing thing about this is that you have had a great cruise experience. It has been a wonderful cruising experience. And, like they say, all good things must come to an end. But I think because it's such an amazingly good thing that is coming to an end, the sadness and the depression that comes over you the night before disembarkation is gut-wrenching. Trust me, I don't know about anyone else, but I am sure, at least the people I've gone cruising with, it's always a night in which most people just mope around. Some people drown their sorrows. A lot of people drown their sorrows in drinks and alcohol. For someone like me who doesn't take alcohol, I just go around the ship moping, saying quiet goodbyes to different locations on board, the pools, just, because the next morning, before you're even ready to wake up, you're being kicked out. So it is the most painful and the one thing I hate the most. It ranks number one on my list. So for you cruisers out there, I am sure this one specifically is going to be the one thing that ranks high. And I'm not still sure how to combat it. I could say have fun throughout the entire cruise. I think that sadness is just going to be magnified. And even if you do a back-to-back cruise, that might help. But, I'm thinking maybe if you do a world cruise, maybe that would help it. Maybe by the time you're done with the world cruise, you're like, get me out of here. No, I don't think so. But anyways, those are my 5 things that I'm sure cruisers will hate. Now, if you know other things that you're sure cruisers will hate, or something that you hate about cruising, why not drop them in the comments below? And like I said, if you found this interesting, useful, if this is going to help you to plan for your next cruise, at least to protect yourself thereabout, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that when more videos come up, you'll know about them. So thank you once again, and happy cruising. Bye.